excited to see how this works out.
I know, I think it's gonna be cool.
You can tell the crowd that you got these.
The crowd?
About your new setup.
We wanted to be a little bit more professional, so we got some professional microphones.
Lights. Camera action.
Lights, camera, action.
So Dan, let's talk about our past month. We've had a lot going on because we've been setting up our team business and getting everything set up for
that's
success.
Been a success. That's been it's been a pretty hectic couple of
2 months.
weeks, months. So we first started talking about working together.
I think it was September.
Yeah, in September.
Yeah.
So since then we've been trying to
juggle everything.
Juggle systems in place and juggle deals.
Train an assistant.
We've been trying to get logos and colors and all of this
also keeping our life
stuff.
Balanced too, and going to Pilates class and workouts and family stuff. So I feel like it's been kind of crazy. Yeah,
it certainly has. But I also think that we have seen quite a bit of stuff in regards to how the market has shifted a bit over the past even just 2 or 3 months.
Yeah, absolutely. I think about our listing we had in Kennebunk at 6 Winchester Court, and how quickly that went. Our open house was busy. We had probably 10.
We didn't have that many people at that open house. Not as many as I expected.
Oh. Was that September though? August?
August was hot.
Okay, it was August.
Yeah, it was hot.
But we still had, you're right, it was 5 parties that came through, I think total. But we ended up didn't we get 2 offers on that? Which was still I think more than what we're seeing now.
Right, but we also, that one, we listed it below 400 and it sold at 429. So we were able to get the seller significantly higher than the asking price, which was great. And it's interesting because we had 2 listings that we put up
since then.
Right, we had 2 listings that we put up in the same week, and one of them, we put up one in Milton, New Hampshire, and then one in Westbrook, Maine, and the one in Milton was a manufactured home.
Lower price point.
It was listed at $250 and was on 2 acres of land, so definitely had some really great features, and that I was expecting to sell a little bit slower than the Westbrook house because...
The Westbrook house was I don't know, it was nicely
just a
staged
cute little
already,
bungalow.
Cute, good location, near Portland. And that took 25 days to go pending.
Right, and that one we just got pending. The other one we had 5 offers on, and 5 offers on and had it under agreement in just a few days. So it's interesting to see the difference between the locations and the feedback that we were getting from the people that were coming to view it was not bad feedback. We were wondering if we had maybe priced it too high, and the feedback that we were getting as far as price and condition and stuff were all good.
I think people are just it's been a transition the past month and a half. I think buyers are just waiting right now, so they've taken their time, and people have family stuff going on. I think buyers are exhausted from the market we've been seeing the past 2 years, that they're just on their own schedules and they're not rushing to go see a house the first day it's on the market.
No, and then if they like a house, then they're taking a little bit more time to put an offer together. Which we like, because absolutely.
we are excited about this market.
Well, I think that it's so much better for somebody to be able to go and see a house and take a walk through it and decide on what they want to buy in maybe I don't know, before the past few months, people would have to decide that they wanted to buy a house after being there for only 15 minutes and running through and also seeing it while there's 20 other people around. It's hectic, it's stressful, it's confusing.
And then you have to give up, we were seeing people giving up inspection rights, which is crazy too. We're so happy that inspections are back because we think that they're so important to have. For our buyers we represent, and even sellers, you don't want something to come up later down the line that's a huge surprise. I think.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, I'm excited for the market that we're going to see.
So that portion of the market change, I think, is definitely a good thing. Another thing that we're noticing is because the interest rates are quite a bit higher, that the importance of pricing appropriately, or pricing not necessarily aggressively, but pricing
with taking into account the rates and where they're going. I think we've seen a lot of price drops too, like a lot.
Right, exactly, because we have seen a lot of price drops, but for some buyers who are buying maybe a $300,000 or $400,000 house, and they're thinking that their payments are going to be X, their payments are actually, I don't know, $500 or $600 higher than that. So it makes such a huge difference for them in their monthly payments. So definitely, if you're a buyer, making sure that you're getting your pre-approval updated frequently, because as the rates change, that affects your buying power. And so you want to make sure that you're in contact with your lender and staying up to date with that stuff in case any of your
the finances have changed.
In case your finances have changed.
Well, it's interesting too, because this, it reminds me of our current situation right now. We can't obviously talk about details of the situation, but it's so funny to see, we have a buyer right now representing on this potential deal that we could get accepted today or not. But all the terms right now are it's so hard for listing agents and sellers right now to adjust to the market that we're in, because all the comps and all of the data that they're getting their pricing is from 6 months ago, when the market was completely different than it is right now.
Right.
So it's kind of an interesting time.
Yeah, it's very interesting, and it's challenging, and a good thing to be able to do is to put yourself in the other side's shoes, because everybody, at least when we're trying to work, we want win-win for everybody. We want the sellers to be happy. We want the buyers to be happy. We want to be happy. We want the other agents to be happy. So yeah, we want it to be a win-win for all parties involved. And so putting yourself in the other person's shoes, even so, if you're as a seller, you're seeing, when you're looking at pricing your house, you're looking at past sales for the past 3 months, and you're seeing such a high number. And then buyers are looking at, okay, my payment is now going to be $1,000 higher than it would have been 3 months ago. So I can't afford to buy this house at $400 when, before I could have bought it. I could have bought a house at $500 or something like that. But also the other interesting thing that I had just heard, or that I had seen yesterday, I had seen I don't know if it was on Instagram or wherever, but it was funny, because 6 months ago, buyers were happy to spend $100,000 more than the list price
because they had a lower rate.
But now the rates are higher, but they don't even want to pay the list price. So it's I wonder where the difference lies of over the life of the loan, whether that $100,000 if it evens out to the same thing, or well, I mean, it will matter, but I wonder if over 30 years, you're paying $100,000 more or something like that. So it'd be interesting to look at what the differences of those would be. But
I think where we're heading now, in this market and going into the new year, I think I know that we're having conversations with potential sellers about pricing. I think it's just going to be
pricing strategies are super important, and marketing.
Doing your research and showing that to your seller is going to be really important. I think there are a lot of probably listing agents out there that they might just want the listing, so they're going to list it at whatever price the seller wants, but those prices are different now than they were last year or even 6 months ago. So but it's still a good price. I mean, the market equity and homes have still gone up a significant amount the last 2 years, but it's just a matter of having those conversations and being honest, because we're pretty honest with our clients, through and through.
And that's the important thing. If you're a real estate agent, being honest with your clients, they're going to appreciate it down the road, even if it's a hardware pill to swallow to start with. It's going to be better for everybody to be honest with what the price should be, because then the house will sell in a decent amount of time and they'll get the most money that they're able to. Also, if you're a seller and you're thinking about listing your home, if 3 months ago we would have listed it at $400, now maybe we're going to list at $375. Yes, it is less than it would have been before, but again, like you had just mentioned, it's still way higher than it would have been 2 years ago.
Yeah, and it's obviously case by case. I mean, we work with all like the whole range of homes. So it is a case by case scenario. But yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be an exciting market to go into, and I'm looking forward to what's ahead for us.
Yeah. Interesting market that we're going into. I think that this is fun to chat about, kind of what we see, what we experience. We are always having new fun things happen.
New fun experiences.
We're always learning new things, so we're happy to share those things. So yeah, this was our Fast Friday Minute. Please like this video, write some comments on the bottom. We'd love to hear your thoughts
about if you want us to talk about a topic, we'd be happy to do that too. So any comments would be
awesome. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And subscribe to our channel, because we are devoted / committed to bringing you value, informative, valuable content.
Just follow us.